Thank you to OMEN for sponsoring this video. So you ever wish you could have the power of one of these, but take it with you to fit in one of these? Now you can. So before I jump into everything that the OMEN Transcend 14 can do, this is one of my favorite things to do aside from watching the Rams win a Super Bowl and give you a chance to win $500 for being good people, supporting the channel all of these years. And I made it really easy. All you gotta do, leave me a comment down below. Let me know the first thing you would do with your OMEN Transcend 14. Tell me a fact about yourself, tell me a dad joke, tell me anything. Just go ahead and leave that comment. Either leave your social handle in that comment or a way to contact you on your YouTube page. I can let you know if you win. Give the video a thumbs up. We'll let this run for 10 days. Open to anyone in the world. All information you need, they'll be down in the description. All right, so I had a chance to actually check out the OMEN Transcend 14 for a little bit at CES this year. And there are a couple things that stood out when I saw it. First, that display is really good and it is insanely light, as we kind of, parodied with that intro. When I've thought of gaming laptops really up until like last week when this came in, usually they are big, loud, thick boys because they've had to be. They have a GPU in there. GPUs take up space. GPUs also have to be cooled. You're fighting what physics can do, and that was just how it worked. And when you unplug those things, they lasted usually in the minutes and not hours, and that was a trade-off you made. You knew that when you bought a gaming laptop. What we're seeing now with the OMEN Transcend 14 is really a kind of a game changer in that space. You're getting a computer that feels like what a lightweight laptop would have been a few years ago, but it's got a dedicated GPU in there. And it's got a battery that can last, and a battery that can charge fast. It doesn't sound like an airplane taking off because the fans are quiet. If you had a gaming laptop and there's been one thing wrong with it, the OMEN Transcend 14 probably fixes that thing. All right, so that was just my kind of overall thoughts on it, but probably the biggest benefit of the OMEN Transcend 14 is how lightweight and portable it is. I think sometimes the worry about a thin and light computer is it might not perform exactly as you expected and you would want more. Just to give a sense of how thin this is. When this is opened up, it is like one smartphone thick at its thickest point. And again, there's a GPU in there. So, you're fitting a phone in your pocket. It is that level of thickness. And to get that thin and light package, you're not getting like 4 generations old specs. Transcend 14 is rocking the latest Intel Core Ultra 9 processor, which has pretty cutting edge tech. Make sure you can do, whatever you want to do. AI is everywhere nowadays, but Intel has been at the forefront of AI and AI development, and that is featured really heavily with these latest processors. So things are optimized, whether you are working or gaming. And chances are you won't even know that the AI is kind of working in the background. It's also not skimping on any other flagship features. You're getting things like Wi-Fi 7 for crazy fast connectivity. I actually just upgraded Wi-Fi 7 at my house. If you have multi-gigabit speeds, Wi-Fi 7 makes a gigantic difference. All that stuff sounds great, but also sounds like it's maybe not efficient to be in a computer. Intel's taking the efficiency really seriously here. So with Intel hyperbaric cooling architecture, this ends up being the world's coolest, as in actually like temperature, 14-inch gaming laptop out there, and that makes a gigantic difference. So processor is obviously a huge part of the equation, and Intel is bringing the heat, but if you want to game and do other intensive tasks, you're gonna need its best friend, a GPU. And luckily with the Transcend 14, you've got the option of up to an NVIDIA RTX 4070 GPU, and we tried to use this like we would with a computer. So you had Lightroom running. I threw a few games on. We played Forza and Starfield on here. You could do 3D rendering. You could do any version of those things, and this laptop will handle it. Again, that's something new. What is new is how thin, light, and cool it is with the OMEN Transcend 14. And this is honestly something that I have never seen before really in a computer. When I saw this at CES, we didn't get a chance to really play much on it. We just kind of saw the computer. And now I should get a chance to use it. I think you'll be really impressed if you give it a shot. So enabling all that graphics power is the Ada Lovelace architecture and the 4th gen tensor cores that are built into the GPU. With NVIDIA's dynamic booster software, you get the most out of the hardware. All right, so this is obviously great for gaming, but to make it kind of even better and drive that point home, the laptop's actually gonna automatically connect to the HyperX Cloud 3 wireless headset over a 2.4 gigahertz connection. Our bundle that we got actually came with that in the box. So you can game with great audio and don't have to worry about pairing or lag. If you decide to use them, when you put them on, I mean, they are extremely comfortable. I can barely hear what's going on. The ear cups feel great, the microphone's solid, and they pair wirelessly with almost no latency at all. It's a really nice addition, or if you want to pick a pair up too. The performance is exactly what I would want out of a laptop like this, but for me, the design and build of the computer are equally important. It's something that I'm spending hard-earned money on, and it doesn't serve every aspect. It's just not going to be worth it. One of the biggest areas that I'm always keen to explore, and check out, and generally critique is that display. So this is rocking a 14-inch 2.8 OLED VRR display at 16:10 aspect ratio, and it's 120 hertz and 1 millisecond response time. 1 millisecond is insane. This display is gorgeous. And that was one thing I noticed immediately when I saw it at CES. This is amongst the best displays I have ever seen. Color accuracy, black levels, obviously because it's OLED, look incredible. It is a lot of things. One thing it's not is a touchscreen. Please bear that in mind as you look to pick up the right laptop for you. So the screen is great, but it's also smart too. It's got auto dynamic refresh rate, which means it can adjust what the screen is doing depending on the tasks you're working on. And with this, you get up to 7% more battery life, which is definitely not like an insignificant number. And considering the 71 watt-hour battery inside already provides all-day battery, extra 7% on top of that is really solid. When it eventually does come time to charge, you can fast charge with USB Type-C to 50% in just 30 minutes. So battery life and power shouldn't be much of an issue. Another big area that I care about is keyboard. So OMEN partnered with HyperX to bring out this sort of new keyboard. Not only does it have super bright RGB that you'd expect from HyperX, you can customize that too. It also has what they're calling pudding keycaps. That might sound a little bit weird, but this means it's a smoother typing experience. And it absolutely is that. And these keys also have throw. They don't have a smushy feel to them at all. Kind of partnered with HyperX, who really knows how to make keyboards. I'd expect this to be sort of worthy of that name. And it absolutely is. All that is built into a laptop body that's made of magnesium aluminum alloy, so it feels solid and premium, is also lightweight. In fact, this is OMEN's lightest laptop ever. From every point, the OMEN Transcend 14 checks boxes that matter and makes this a really hard choice to pass up. And like I said at the beginning, trying to get a gaming laptop used to be a big chunky boy with minutes of battery life. That is no longer the case with the OMEN Transcend 14. It checks every single box you could want from a gaming computer. It's got power, it's got performance, it's now thin, it's lightweight. This could fit in a bag without breaking your back. I think what OMEN has done here is an unbelievable feat of engineering to get all that power into something this light. If you're in the market for a computer that can do pretty much everything, you owe it to yourself to check out the OMEN Transcend 14. Of course, if you want to learn more, we'll have links to it down below.